Mr. V Bubna, who is the Chairman Managing Director of the company, now joining in. Thank you so much, Mr. Bubna, for taking time out. Let's begin by talking about the global demand trends. Walk us through how the agri cycle is faring, because Q4 is expected to be strong. So what are the expectations in terms of crop prices for FY23?
Madam, the crop prices are on the increase and the demand of agrochemicals is also in the increase. And this is a good situation for agrochemical companies and even for the fertilizer companies, in my opinion. And it's a good time.
Okay, so what about the market share improvement? What can we expect from the company in the export market? What kind of growth outlook can you spell out for us here?
As we have said in the previous investor forums, Sharda Cropchem is a very tiny player in the global agrochemical market. The global agrochemical market is more than around $75 billion, whereas we are still a little behind $500 million. So we have a lot of scope for increase and improvements. And the drive for our business is the registration of these products. These products are required to be registered and approved by the authorities everywhere in every country in the world. And the process of registration is very expensive and time consuming. When I say expensive, sometimes the cost of registration of a product is more than the cost of the plant to manufacture that product. And this acts as a very entry barrier. And once you are able to cross through this entry barrier, then there's a limited competition. And if you are able to take care of the quality and supplies or timely supplies, then you are definitely going to improve and grow.
Procurement strategy that the company is adopting, what does your registration pipeline look like, and what is the guidance you can offer for FY23, given that you're so optimistic?
Madam, we have about 2,600 products already registered globally, and we have about 1,000 to 1,100 products in the pipeline. And this registration process, this is going to help us to grow, and we expect the growth to be in the range of 15 to 20% year after year in the next 2, 3 or 4 years.
Good morning. So with this kind of a procurement strategy, can you share with your shareholders that are tuning in, the investor community and the viewers tuning in, how you are able to manage the rise in input costs, the global supply disruptions as well?
Madam, this is a very essential part of the economy of every country, and the governments and authorities have a soft corner and encourage the agriculture in the countries. Each of their own countries. And as you have said, with the current situation and the price of agro commodities are increasing, the farmers doesn't have much of a hassle or much of a difficulty in paying a higher price, which is caused by the increase in the cost of raw materials. And we feel that this will continue. There is no other alternative. If we have to grow the agriculture, we require pesticides and agrochemicals, and we have to pay for it.
Your stock, if you were to look at it year to date, is up 100%. That's the kind of returns that we are really talking about. Once again, for all those that are tuning in, what can be the next trigger? So far, whatever you've done seems to be getting a thumbs up from the markets.
Madam, I think, I would project that our journey is going to be smooth, and we will not have much of a difficulty in continuing this pace of growth at about 15 to 20%. This year, 2021-22, is going to be a little exceptionally better, as you have seen in the first 3 quarters. and the fourth quarter is also keeping in pace with the first 3 quarters.
And walk us through, the outlook going forward in terms of integration, in terms of distribution networks, and are there any investment plans that have been slated for this?
Madam, our biggest investment is on the registrations. We are continuously going for more expensive and difficult registrations, which are rewarding us with better margins and better access to the market, deeper access into the market.
Given that you have an asset-light business model, what kind of operating leverage can we expect?
I didn't understand your question. Can you kindly elaborate?
Yeah, I was just wondering what kind of margin outlook we can expect going forward, given the fact that you have an asset-light business model?
Madam, we'll be very happy if we can maintain the margin. There could be some small improvement, but our margins are not bad. It is in the range of 20. We expect in the range of 20 plus or minus 1%.
So when you say that it's a part of every business to, deal with raw material costs and, sovereign nation also steps in, government help out, etc., and with the kind of margins that you're talking about, you've passed on the entire inflationary pressure or there is a lag?
Most of the times we are able to pass on the pressure on the increase in the prices. Most of the times. Because we are not something out of the way. This is the case with everybody. Everybody who is able to, who wants to supply the product, and if the farmers want it, then everybody has an increase in the cost, and it is passed on. We are not singled out on our own.